This has been a really, really important programme working with people in music, film and fashion. And Ijoma, who's the assistant director at the British Council of Nigeria, will tell you more about that. But I just wanted to tell you how this afternoon and evening is going to proceed before I hand over to Ijoma. So we're going to have 3 presentations by our programme participants who participated in a 2-day hack this Saturday and Sunday just gone. And they will be giving you their responses to a brief which was set about finding innovative solutions of making market linkages between Nigeria and the UK in relation to their respective subsector, music, fashion or film. Once those 3 presentations happen, we'll have a very, very short break. We would invite you to join us for some tea and biscuits in a wonderful English style. And then after that, we've got 2 presentations, one from Bank of Industry representatives, another one from Charles Igwe of Bob TV, and then we've got our industry panel discussion, a vision for the Nigerian creative industries. Following that, we'll have some music and some food, which I hope you can all stay and join us to have some drinks, to network, and to really foster our UK-Nigerian creative partnership. Anyway, thank you very much. We're about to start, and I would like to introduce you to Ijoma. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ijoma, as Yemisi has said. I'm the Assistant Director of the British Council in Nigeria, and I'm the head of our Arts and Creative Economy program. So, do you want the long version of my speech or the short version? Right, okay. So the British Council, for the benefit of those of you who haven't worked with us before, or who don't know what we do, we're the UK's cultural relations organization, which essentially means that we work with people in various countries, 110 around the world, to develop relationships between people in those countries and the UK. We work in 3 key areas: arts, English, and education. And obviously focusing on our arts program, in our arts program we work in different ways, and I'm just going to sort of very quickly tell you how we work in our arts program. We do quite a bit of showcasing. So we showcase UK work in Nigeria, and we showcase Nigerian work in the UK. Obviously, this is one example, this whole Nigeria House project, which I'll talk about in a minute. We've done quite a number of showcases in Nigeria in the past year. So, for example, we've had a theatre company, I don't know how many of you know that, 1927, a theatre company, we've had them do a play in the UK. We had that in November or so last year. So essentially what we do is find innovative, new, interesting work from the UK and take to Nigeria to expose the Nigerian audience to fresh work that's coming out of the UK. We've had actually last year, we had a director's residency, theatre director's residency at the Oval House. We had also a bunch of theatre directors go to the Edinburgh Festival and bring back work to Nigeria. We've had, for the River of Music project, I don't know how many of you heard about that, part of the Cultural Olympiad. We had a showcase in there. We had King Sunny Ade, who some of you might know, working with a younger Nigerian artist and a UK band to present a collaboration at the Africa stage at the London Pleasure Gardens a couple of weeks ago. So essentially, that's the way we work, trying to link artists in various sectors in the UK with their counterparts in Nigeria to, as we like to call it, foster sort of intercultural awareness. Our Creative and Cultural Economy program works at different levels. We work with a range of stakeholders. We work with government, we work with influencers in the sector, we work with the people that work in the sector themselves. So for example, with the government in Nigeria, we're trying to do a mapping of the creative industries in Nigeria because there isn't any single source of data on the creative industries as a whole. Am I boring you yet? Okay, good. So we're doing mapping of the creative industries to just find out a few key things. What makes up our creative industries in Nigeria, for example? We haven't defined that. The whole concept of a creative economy is a relatively new concept. Obviously, activities within that sector have happened, but thinking about, those activities as a viable source of economic development and that sort of thing is a newish concept. So it's about defining what our creative industries are, who are the people that are working in it, how many are they, what are they doing, what is the value chain in the various sectors, where is value created, where is it lost, that sort of thing. So we expect that the mapping, which we're doing with the Ministry of Culture, as well as a few other partners, will commence in a couple of months and will take another 6 months or so. And we hope that we can continue to consistently update, the data that will be generated, because we believe that, one, the data will allow us to sort of raise the profile of the sector in Nigeria, to allow all the stakeholders see the value, but also inform future policy and future investment and future engagement for the sector. We are also so working with the stakeholders themselves. We have a business skills training program that we do. As we all know, we tag the program "Talent is not enough," because in Nigeria there is a lot of talent, but how do you translate that into sources of income for the people that work in that sector? So we've done for 3 or 4 years now, a business skills training for creative people. And we work with a range of partners. We've worked with Glamorgan University in Wales. We've worked with SIDACO, which is a creative industries training and business support company in Leeds. We've worked with Nesta. We've worked with partners in Nigeria. We've worked with Pan-African University and a bunch of other people. And we've been able to do this with the kind support of several partners, including Bank of Industry, with whom we're collaborating on this activity. We've also worked with a number of state governments in Nigeria. So, for example, we worked with the Rivers State Government in 2011 to train a number of creative entrepreneurs from Rivers State and also give them seed funding for their businesses. So that's the sort of thing we do in that area. There's relatively small numbers of people that we're able to work with at a time. So in the past 3 or 4 years, we've probably trained and mentored about, 700, 900 people. But we're able to work with much larger numbers of people through sort of one-off public events where we focus on specific areas of business in the creative industries. And on that sort of seminar style activity, we've worked with about 5,000 young people in the last 3 years. We also have Creative Industries Expo, which we started to do in December last year. And it was essentially, again, to raise the profile of the creative industries in Nigeria. We talk about it a lot, but how do you get people to start thinking about it not as a sector to be, supported and, the poor cousins type of thing. So it was about raising the profile and getting people to understand the value that the creative industries provide. Following that, we've had a national policy dialogue organized by the Ministry of Culture, which we thought was a very good outcome from the expo, because it means that suddenly, everyone is taking the creative economy serious and thinking about ways to engage and what sort of support the sector needs and that sort of thing. We also have a Young Creative Entrepreneur Awards, which essentially rewards entrepreneurship in the creative industries. And one very successful area where we've run this is in fashion. So we have the Young Fashion Entrepreneur Awards, which we run in partnership with Lagos Fashion and Design Week. Omoemi is here, who runs Lagos Fashion and Design Week. Essentially what happens is between 10 and 20 young fashion designers from around the world are selected from their home countries, and then they do a 10-day tour of the UK fashion industry. So it's engaging with the UK, but also engaging with their peers from emerging economies around the world. And this tour is planned around London Fashion Week. So we also do the awards in various sectors in various countries. We have music awards. Aldo is here, he has won the music award before. Globally, Shea is here, he has won the design award. So we run it in a number of sectors. Finally, before I bore you to death, we are doing this Nigeria House collaboration with Bank of Industry. And I'm sure Mr. Olagunju, who will speak shortly, will talk a bit more about it. But essentially, it was about creating an opportunity for Nigerian work to be seen in the UK Obviously, it's the Olympics, all eyes on London, and we felt, this was a worthwhile. If we say we're committed to building relationships between people in the UK and Nigeria, then we couldn't miss this opportunity to showcase work. It has been a challenging but rewarding journey. And thankfully, it's almost over. Anyways, so I hope that you will enjoy the proceedings this afternoon. And I will leave Yemisi to talk a bit more about this specific activity. But it's been great working with these 22 young-ish people in the past 2 days. But thank you all very much for coming. Welcome.